In 1906, something extraordinary happened. A company, built on trust and a thick, jam-packed catalog, did something that no retailer had ever done before. It went public. Not just a small sale of shares, not a quiet, conservative offering. No, Sears, Roebuck & Company went big. $40 million big. Hey, it's Nick. Welcome to the Ricochet Moment, where I dive into the pivotal decisions that transformed legacy brands and propelled them into greatness. In every story, there's a moment where a bold move rewrites the rules. That's the ricochet. These moments, they're everywhere. And when we spot them, we start to see how the past can guide the choices we face today. This is the story of Sears, Roebuck & Company, a company that didn't just bring products to the people, it brought possibility. And in 1906, it made a daring leap that forever changed the trajectory of retail. Sears was the first major retail IPO in American history. And in doing so, it didn't just change its own path, it redefined what retail could be. It was the ricochet moment that propelled the company from being a mail-order disruptor to a force that would shape American consumer culture for the next century. But wait, let's back up. Richard Warren Sears wasn't supposed to be a retail titan. He was a railroad station agent in Minnesota, stumbled out into an opportunity when a shipment of watches was refused. He bought them up, sold them off, and realized something fundamental. People, especially those outside big cities, wanted access, not just to watches, but to quality goods at fair prices, without the markup and negotiation games of their local general stores. That insight would become the foundation of an empire. Enter Alva Curtis Roebuck, a watch repairman who joined forces with Sears to create a mail-order business. Soon, their catalog was offering not just watches, but sewing machines, bicycles, even homes. The idea was simple. Give people choices, deliver on your promises, and do it at scale. And they did. Let's pause here for a second. Imagine walking into a store today and haggling with the cashier over the price of your groceries. Sounds ridiculous, right? But back in the late 1800s, that was the norm, especially in rural America. Buying something meant negotiating. It meant trusting that the store owner wasn't overcharging you just because he could. Fast forward to today, and we still feel this kind of friction in places like car dealerships, repair shops, where the average person walks in unsure, maybe even a little anxious. Are they getting a fair deal? Can they trust the person across the counter? Sure, it's a generalization, but it points to a deeper truth. Some business practices don't age well. In 100 years from now, people will look back on things we do today, shake their heads. So take a moment to look at your own business, just like an outsider would. Where's the friction? Where's the trust breaking down? That's where the next ricochet moment could be hiding. All right, back to it. What Sears and Roebuck built wasn't just a catalog business. It was infrastructure for dreams. For rural Americans, the catalog wasn't just paper. It was possibility. Each page an invitation. Each order form a vote of confidence for a better way to shop. No pushy salespeople, no inflated prices. Just products, trust, and delivery. By the early 1900s, Sears wasn't just selling. It was growing exponentially. The company's sales had soared past $50 million. I mean, it's about $1.6 billion today. They needed capital, they needed infrastructure, and they needed to take their business to the next level. So in 1906, Sears went public. It wasn't just about raising money, it was about signaling a new era. Sears wasn't just a retailer. It was a revolution in how Americans bought things, how they trusted brands, and how scale could drive efficiency and lower prices for everyone. And Wall Street bought in. The $40 million IPO wasn't just a financial milestone. It was a cultural one. Sears didn't just build a business, it built a movement. The IPO solidified the company as a powerhouse, one that would go on to dominate retail for much of the 20th century. And here's the ricochet. The IPO wasn't just about the catalog. It gave them the firepower to expand into brick-and-mortar retail, opening their first store in 1925 on Chicago's West Side. It was unconventional. Sears stores weren't in high-end shopping districts. They were in neighborhoods, accessible, practical, massive spaces stocked with products for the whole family, from tools and tires to socks and stoves. It was Amazon meets Walmart meets IKEA in 1925. And here's where the story gets richer. The physical stores transformed Sears from a mail-order marvel to an experiential destination. Customers didn't just shop at Sears, they trusted it. They built homes from Sears kits. They insured their lives and their cars through Allstate, a company born in the Sears ecosystem. They bought Kenmore appliances, knowing they'd last. They trusted Craftsman tools to fix what needed fixing. Sears wasn't just a brand, it was part of American life. By 1931, their retail stores were outperforming catalog sales. Sears used innovations like the rise of the automobile and consumer credit to expand into suburban America. The catalog had disrupted rural retail. The stores reimagined suburban shopping. And in doing so, Sears didn't just follow trends, it created them. It understood that the American dream was shifting, that families were moving, that access needed to evolve from a book in the mail to a store around the corner. So Sears built for it, planned for it, budgeted for it. And here's what modern decision makers can take from this. Growth requires reinvention, but reinvention requires capital and courage. Sears didn't go public to cash out. They did it to level up. They saw where retail was headed and had the nerve to go first. Far too often, decision makers wait until reinvention is forced. But the real ricochet moment comes when you jump before you have to. When you trade comfort for potential. When you stop protecting what you've built and start imagining what you can build next. Think about these parallels. Shopify didn't wait for e-commerce to become overcrowded before rethinking the infrastructure. Netflix, they didn't wait until DVDs were obsolete before pivoting to streaming. These companies acted in the spirit of that 1906 Sears moment, boldly, with vision and long-term belief. Sears didn't just write the playbook, they funded it, scaled it, and changed how America shops. Their 1906 IPO wasn't just a footnote in financial history, it was a flashpoint in the evolution of retail. And for a time, they were the future. As much as we all hope to create something that will last forever, history tells a different story. No brand is immune to change. Even giants fall. The truth is, the story of Sears, well, it does come to an end. And that's not a failure, it's a lesson. A legacy doesn't have to mean eternal dominance. Sometimes it just means showing up at the right time, making the right call, and leaving behind a blueprint that others can build on. Sears gave us that. They made bold decisions. They bet big on access, on trust, on scale. And for decades, it worked. So when we look back, it's not with nostalgia, but with intention. What can we carry forward? What bold move is waiting in your business today? Because nothing lasts forever. But impact, when done right, echoes long after the doors close. That's what ricochet moments do. They create the next chapter before the last one ends. And in doing so, they echo far beyond the walls of any one company. And just maybe, if we're paying attention, they show us what's possible the next time we're faced with a choice. To hold or to leap. Until next time, in your ricochet moment.